Hello everyone, the subject is fake news and whether or not it's really fake. Um, Trump's side claims that it is fake. Sources are not being cited. Stuff's being made up, literally out of thin air. And then the other side saying, oh, it's real. We just can't name our sources. But it's real. Don't marginalize us like that. So let's figure out whether or not it's fake or not. But before we do, just a little intro. I don't really have a Trump bias, to be honest. I've actually liked a lot of things he's done. Pleasantly surprised. I actually thought I wasn't going to like really anything that he did. But anyhow, I really don't care. This isn't really about, oh, they said something that I don't like, and so it's fake. I'm just going to comment based on what I think real news should look like and what fake news looks like. And as we start off with a series of pretty short videos, I'll just let you know that I have seen all these videos in the entirety and can make comments about what they do or not say before and after these short clips for more of a context. And also, I just wanted to point off right out of the bat, when we say fake news, we're talking about emotional or opinion. So anyhow, let's just get started. All right, so we begin with CNN. Actually, most of these are CNN. They're just a really easy target. I mean, they do this all the time, and so this isn't even the scratching the surface.
News network. Let's take a look. It's like we're just covering bad reality television is what it feels like now. It's a
Okay, so they say it feels like. Okay, a real reporter wouldn't talk about feelings. How do you feel? Anger, all of these things. News is about what happened, what evidence there is that it happened, and maybe you put your opinion in after, right? Mostly, maybe you could say, hey, I don't like this, but mostly we're interested in, well, what do you think this means? What's the significance of it? Why are you telling us this, right? Why is it worthy of my time that I'm not just wasting precious. I mean, we don't have time to waste. Every moment of our lives is a moment that can't be taken back, right? So let's make it count. All right. So, but just to go, it's not just about what he says. It feels like. I want you to notice the emotional instead of the factual connection. He says this feels like reality TV. To be honest, we do want to see reality. So show us what the reality is, right? We don't want fantasy. We want reality. And maybe it's bad reality because he doesn't like it, but who cares? I mean, just tell us. I don't like it. But don't tell us it's bad. I mean, we'll make our own minds up if it's bad, right? You say it's bad reality TV, maybe I say it's good reality TV. Who cares? Let us figure it out, and you just say, I think it's bad. Okay, that's fine. You know, it's not really news, but you know, it could be if you said, I think it's bad because, and you actually started citing real events, you know, because this happened, or because I expect event X to happen within the next month, and I expect it to happen in the next month because I see a court progressing through, a case progressing through the courts in this state, and you identify what the case is, right? And you say, I think this case is going to be decided this way, and I think that that's going to have these implications, whatever. You give reasons for why you believe something, and then it shows some kind of a professional news anchor. These guys do have degrees. I'm quite sure of it. They're supposed to be educated. They're supposed to be able to substantiate their feelings with facts. They're supposed to be able to substantiate their opinions with facts. But we don't see it, and this is why we call it fake news. Real news would have this substantiation with facts. Let's listen a little bit more.
grotesque abuse of power by the.
Okay, that's an opinion. We would need to hear facts to substantiate that opinion, at least. Otherwise, it's just opinion, news, propaganda. You want to be indoctrinated? That's not news, right? Indoctrination, turn to the indoctrination channel, right? Turn to the religion channel, or the turn to SNL if you want a good laugh. But none of those are news or media. Well, not the media that we consider reporting on news and holding people accountable and that kind of thing. Good old-fashioned reporter sleuthing. Yeah, we're going to look for what facts were investigated.
The President of the United States. This is the kind of thing that goes on in non-democracies.
Okay, tell us what non-democracies are, please. Show us the evidence. Again, in this clip, just like the last one, he doesn't give any evidences. He doesn't give any facts. I mean, shoot, I could go up there, in his place, switch him out, put me in that chair right there, and I can tell you this is a democracy. And I can give you no facts, and I would be no different, no better, and you can't really get worse, I guess, than he is, right? How many people out of college want to go into reporting, would love to trade places with this guy, and probably be a lot more professional. Opinions are great, but at least give us facts before, and at least give us a way to substantiate your opinion.
Apparently, the president gets 2 scoops. Everyone else around the table gets 1, and no word if there were sprinkles.
Can you imagine a real-life reporter saying that? Well, I guess now we don't have to imagine it. We actually heard it, right? But no one knows if there's sprinkles, right? Shoot, he's the president. Let him have 3 scoops if he wants, right? Who cares? That's not news. Who cares? So, factually, that probably was accurate. It probably was exactly right. Okay, maybe he did get 2. Maybe everyone else got only 1 scoop. And maybe they should be thanking him for that and not putting on the extra weight. I don't know. Who freaking cares? That's not news. And so we call it fake news, not because it's inaccurate, but because it's not newsworthy. Except, as in the previous 2 clips, it's posturing emotional language to make President Trump seem like he's super bad villain, right? He's using his power to give him the advantage. Now, I'll admit, when I first heard that, I thought they were making a metaphor. Yeah, no, they were literally talking about ice cream, as you can see in the continuation here.
At the dessert course, he gets 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream with.
Okay, so in such a very dramatic way, they're still talking about ice cream. They didn't say, in the Milky Way galaxy, aliens come with a barrage of ships to invade Earth. Okay, that's kind of worthy of the weight of that kind of talking, which is kind of a professional news anchor type a way of a voice, right? A way of talking, right? But there I was actually talking about something substantial, something that was newsworthy, even though in that particular example I didn't actually give any evidence to substantiate whether aliens were about to invade Earth, right? But at least it's dramatic for a reason. If it was true, yeah, it's pretty significant. He gets 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. Oh my gosh. No one freaking cares. So, fake news because no one cares, right? I mean, maybe you do care, but like how much? I mean, if I told you my uncle had only 1 scoop of ice cream last night, would you care? If you did, to be honest, I know you're lying, because you shouldn't. Because I don't even care if my own uncle has a scoop of ice cream last night. It's who cares? All right, don't even need to go on about who cares. It's not newsworthy.
With his chocolate cream pie instead of the single scoop.
Only funny because this is a news anchor voice saying such a trivial thing. Chocolate cream pie.
Scoop for everyone else.
He gains weight.
Fake news. Gains weight. Did they illegally secure his medical records?
According to these sources, he doesn't trust.
To what sources? Unnamed. Seriously. Doesn't trust. Actually, he trusts a lot of people. And to be honest, I would be interested if you were able to comment, down below, if you believe that he didn't trust anyone, because clearly he's called a lot of people to be in cabinet positions, and there are a lot of people that he consults very, very closely. The VP, Pence. Oh, he's got a loyalty with Pence. I mean, he cares. Somebody crosses Pence, you know what happens. trustworthy. He's got an inner circle, for sure. He's not alone. He's not lonely. So source, yeah, this is kind of what I guess everybody's going on about fake news. You can see the word source right there, source. But what is the source? There is no source because he's clearly not lonely. He's clearly. I don't know. I don't even know why people listen to this. Maybe you want to hear that, but just ask SNL to do that. They'll do a funny comedy skit, and you can hear all this kind of stuff from them. But let's not pretend that it's real news. Is he angry? Give us the source. Show us what the source said. How do you know? How do you know he's angry? They should be super educated. Maybe they're just ignoring their education because, in college, and I'll tell you this for a fact, whenever you write an opinion, you're required to back up that opinion with facts, justification, rationale, even on opinions. And opinions are okay. But these guys, super educated people, they're supposed to be, they're not backing up their opinions.
People around him, he's withdrawing. Not a good picture.
He's withdrawing. He's withdrawing from them, from CNN.
Now lives within himself.
Lives within himself. Okay. Opinion, right? If they were going to be professional news anchors, they would say, it's my opinion that he now lives within himself, right? They're going to say like a fact there. Back it up. How do you know it's a fact? Some psychologist, some test that President Trump took that you somehow gained access to, which they didn't. No, they would just cite a source because they have nothing. And to be honest, they're going to be like, oh, we do have something. We just can't reveal it because of reporter confidentiality, whatever. No, you're making stuff up because clearly a lot of the stuff you're saying is easily refutable. He's not lonely. We literally see him every single day with huge groups of people. He's either in a mega rally with tens of thousands of people, or he's surrounded by dozens of very prominent people almost every hour of the day. He's doing so much work. These guys actually wish he wouldn't work so much because they don't like what he's doing. But lonely, I think far from it. Whoever that source is should be jailed, right? Just kidding. Maybe not jailed, but there is no source. We all know it.
Which is a dangerous place for him to be.
If he wants to say that.
Dangerous to be lonely within yourself, yes. But pack up those sources. Okay, I'm not going to even go on. There's quite a few other clips where they go into this emotional language. They're going to say, oh, he's a jerk. He's, what other. And maybe it makes you feel good. Turn to SNL. He's, I can't even say that, I care if somebody says something bad or good about him. I already know what I think of him. I've already seen what he's done, and been very pleasantly surprised with the actions. But if you want to hear people say, "Oh, he's a racist, bigot," shoot, I'll sit up there, take all the money that they get, for their job, whatever. I'll be those professional reporters, and I could say exactly everything they're saying. I don't need a degree. I don't need to sleuth or do any reporting, investigative reporting, right? I don't have to investigate anything. I can just sit up there and literally do nothing but spout opinion and propaganda. That's all they're doing. It's fake. It's fake because there's nothing to it.
Barack Obama wants to say whatever. If George Bush says, I look.
And one of the things I noticed, and I do want to add, this is why I wanted to play this actually last little bit, is because this guy's saying a couple of things actually might be kind of interesting. I'm not really sure where he's going with it, but the anchor isn't going to let him go with anywhere because notice what he says. It's not going to have anything to do with the last two things about Barack Obama or George Bush. The anchor literally goes on a complete tangent.
Looked in his
If
eyes
he took
and
a
thought he
dump
was
on his
great.
desk, you would defend it.
A professional news reporter, and I'll just leave it at that right here, does not say that phrase if he took a dump on his desk, you'd defend it. I don't even know what to make of it. There's literally nothing about that that's professional. And to be honest, if you heard a president of the United States say that phrase, you would rightly say that that is not professional talk, right? That's not the kind of language a president should have. Any news network that didn't profusely apologize the second that phrase was said it isn't worthy of being called media, in my opinion. It's fake news. It's opinion, right? And that's it. All right, talk to you guys later. Out.